So we'll go with and there's no order, Jaron. You go off your list and you just tell me like I feel like talking about this one first. Okay, there's no ranking.
Okay.
We pick 4 each, and we're just gonna kind of talk about it. So,
yeah.
May I go first, or would you like to go first?
No, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the big one out of the way in my head. I think is because I think now is the perfect time for this game to be announced. I think it'd be a great collaboration of two studios coming together for a game that people have been wanting a sequel for. But sadly enough, it's split into 2 different spiritual successors. That is Paper Mario and Mario Luigi. And that is the Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Looking at that game right now, I think that game would look wonderful with the HD2D treatment of seeing Mario, Gino, Marlo, or Mello, Bowser, Princess, the Toads, all of this, and the way it sets up and the fact of the action stuff in that game, it will just look beautiful. Like going back to that game, there's some really beautiful sceneries in that game, and seeing that the HD is doing well and all these classic games are coming out, why not hit while the skill is hot and announce that there is a Super Mario RPG being remade with this touch up? I think it would sell like gangbusters. I think people would lose their minds. And I think people will be satisfied. Like, we might not get a sequel to this, but at least they're showing some love, and it shows that, like, oh, Nintendo and Square-Enix have been working really well together, especially right now. I would say time exclusive for Live a Live, only because I never heard the word only for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, but we've seen that with Octopath Traveler, that was time exclusive with Nintendo. Like, the Switch has been the home of these games first there before everything else, right? You know, with Octopath Triangle Strategy, now with Live a Live, right? It makes perfect sense to me that a Super RPG game could be announced for this and just work perfectly. And it's like, awesome. The relationship's doing great. Here it is. Shout out to Harvestella, by the way. Not HD2D, but still the more exclusive things for Square in them.
Hey, we got the 3D All Stars, a couple years back. Sure, why not? Why not revisit Super Mario RPG? It could work. I mean, it was 2D, but it wasn't 2D because you moved around a 3D space. But what they could do with the backgrounds, the character designs, that sharpen everything up. That could be fun. And as you said, it will sell like gangbusters because 1, it's a Nintendo game. 2, it's a Super Mario game. 3, it's Super Mario RPG. Like, that's the game, retro collectors salivate about and get a wistful look in their eye when talking about. So yeah, that's a solid choice.
Okay, all right. What do you want to put on the map first?
Well, you already mentioned Lunar, so I'm not going to get into that just yet.
Okay.
This one's kind of a shout out to my partner, Tomba.
Okay.
Came out on the PlayStation. Whoopi, I believe it's Whoopi Designs or Whoopi Systems. And Tokuro Fujiwara, Mr. I Like Hard Games, Ghosts and Goblins guy. So Tomba.
Oh, that's a good one. Super Ghouls and Ghosts would have been a cool treatment for that too.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry.
Still hard as hell. No, that's no problem.
Yeah.
So Tomba, I think it already has a lot working for it. It's doing the 2D sprites and everything in a 3D space. You kind of go around, the world shifts around you, kind of like Klonoa and stuff like that. So I think with that, if you the fact that I'm saying sharpen the graphics a lot, like it's nothing, but the game has a lot of vibrant pinks and whites and a lot of pastels, and that could really pop, especially on modern displays. That could really pop on the screen if you're able to really harness that. A lot of people are kind of seeing it. Folks are seeing it with their retro tinks and their other aftermarket devices, but to remaster it, 1, you make a cult classic game available to the masses again, and 2, you're able to do so much more with it. Tweak the controls. You know, I know controls is a part of the equation, but controls how he moves, how he looks. You can make the movements more fluid. You can make everything look a little tighter, more fluid, more just in general smoother, and run it at a 60 frames per second lock. You know, everything just moves like that. Okay. So I think Tomba would be fun, so much fun. I would jump on pigs all day for that.
I never got a chance to play Tomba. It is available still on the PlayStation 3 store, 1 and 2, I believe. So you can still get I think they're like $6 each. I think
they're about $6 to $8. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you catch it on sale, I think they're still
give or take
$9. They're about $9 now.
Give or
take.
Them. Still cheap.
Get them.
Still cheap.
Get them while you can.
But I right now I have to look at a video to see what it is. But I do kind of vaguely remember of the controls.
Pink-haired guy jumping on.
Yeah. I remember that. I guess what threw me off about that game is it looks like the control in the character feels very loose. Like he's a bit of a wild character. Like it's almost hard to. It's one of those like it's hard to control him, but that's the point of the game, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania style game too. Like you revisit areas repeatedly. Yeah, you revisit areas with new tools or abilities repeatedly, and certain limited events happen in the game that you have to go revisit this area and then take something back to this area. So yeah, it was perfect in the time of Symphony of the Night, that Symphony of the Night era.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah.
I think if you played it, you might like it a little bit.
Well, I mean, I just have to go get a gift card and I can go buy them. Since they don't accept wallets anymore. So.
Oh, I thought that was on the 3DS and the Wii U.
But... No, PlayStation, you either have to put money in your account on the PlayStation 4 and then you can spin it on there. But you can't. But you can't use your wallet on the PlayStation Store. You have to get like a gift card.
You're right. I ran through and grabbed as many games as I could before that change happened.
Mm-hmm. So